Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. This is Dave. I told you it's going to be a content dump week. Don't worry, this is not tonight's review. It's just an appetizer. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about a short film that I saw that I thought was really cool, pretty interesting. I said, you know what? Let me get on here and talk about that. I've been planning this one for a week. So, what's this short film I'm talking about? Well, it is the Bob's Burgers short, My Butt Has a Fever. That's right. My butt has a fever. Now, this has a really interesting release history or release strategy that I had, and it's not the easiest thing to find. Well, kind of is, but kind of not. But before I get into that, I want to remind you guys, go ahead, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all check out my recent review of the movie Emergency on Amazon Prime. I thought that was a really good movie, and I had a lot of good things to say about it. And I hope you guys got the chance to check it out. If you did check it out, again, drop it down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about that movie. So, jumping into this short film, this little short film from Bob's Burgers, which I think it was a really cool treat to have. I know that it was planned to be released theatrically around the time of the pandemic when things were, that bad, where things were shut down, but they didn't want to release it in the theaters. They were like, well, no one wants to see a short about something being sick or whatever the case may be, especially during those times. And so it was kind of just like put off and not really released much. But then the release of Bob's Burgers, the movie, came around, and that's when they still didn't put it in theaters, but they did release it on FX, and it played during the Bob's Burgers marathon. I was on there. It played like almost every hour the short was playing. So a lot of people saw it there. A lot of people were able to check it out that way. I saw it through a recording on Twitter. And let me tell you one thing. I'm going to just start by saying that this short is hilarious. I absolutely love it. And it's not just a scenario short like you would think. It's a full out music. And if you're a fan of Bob's Burgers or anything like that, not anything like that. If you're a fan of Bob's Burgers, you know that the music that they got in this show be slapping sometimes. They got some really good songs. In this short film here, I wish it would have gotten a chance to play in theaters. What could have played in front of? I don't really know, but it would have been really cool to see this in theaters and just kind of get that bop going with a crowd because the song's really cool. But let me tell you a little bit about what this short is about and what happens in the short. So we open up at the restaurant. It's just Bob and Linda in there, and Linda's like, "Well, there's no customers in here today." She's singing herself a little song. You know how Linda does, and she's talking about how since no one's in there, she can easily just fart and no one will care. And that's like the first joke in the film or the short film. And so Bob's like, "No, Linda, I'm in here. You can't just fart." So that's when Linda starts to hear this beeping going off, and then she realizes that it's an alarm that she set because the kids have a talent show at the school that day, and that's why the kids aren't there at the restaurant. So they rush to the school, but that's when we cut to the school and we see the talent show going on. Mr. Franz, I believe is how you say his name, which is the guidance counselor at the school. He's making sure the kids are ready for the talent show. He's like, "Hey, you guys, your act is the same as the rehearsals," which leads to a really funny line that I think is underrated. Even with people I showed it to, I laugh so hard at this line every time where Gene goes, "There was a rehearsal?" So it's like, and you can tell with Gene, Tina, and Louise, they're a mischievous group sometimes when they get together. And so you already can tell that, okay, whatever they're planning to do at this talent show is probably going to get them in trouble, especially while Mr. Franz is reading off the rules. And they're just like, okay, yeah, cool. We got it. All right, we're going to go out here and do it. So, and the lead up to that, they're kind of, and there's this really funny moment with Rudy in there too that you just have to see. I thought it was hilarious. So then, of course, the kids get up there. They're prepping for their talent show. Bob and Linda happen to come in right before the show starts. And again, leads to another really funny line from Linda, where she's like, "Those are my babies. Those are my babies." Someone's like, "Shh." She's like, "No, you shush." So it's a lot of funny lines. Again, Bob's Burgers is naturally a very funny dialogue show. So of course, these things would translate into such a short time. Again, this is a 5-minute long short, but they do so much effective comedy in here. So anyway, so that's when the kids, they're starting their routine or what they're going to do for the show. And at first it's like a little skit, and it's like paging Dr. Butt, and it gets Mr. Franz's attention. And from there, it's just like, oh man, they're going to be in so much trouble when they're done with this. But the song that they get out of it, it's called "My Butt Has a Fever." And I cannot explain how much of a bop this song is. I've had it stuck in my head since I've heard it. I absolutely love this song. It's a little bit of rap. It's a little bit of a song. Got the got band instruments in it. It's so cool. But besides the song, I have to, because it pretty much goes. The kids are they're doing their song. They're not supposed to do it. Mr. Franz ends up chasing them around the school. It is really funny and hilarious. I do recommend trying to find this. But another thing I want to talk about is the animation. Oh, good Lord. Because this is done in that theatrical animation. Because again, this is supposed to be a theatrical short. This is done in that pristine, extra shadows on the 2D characters and a little extra shading here animation. Man, let me tell you something about this short. The animation is so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Now, mind you, I saw this before I saw the Bob's Burgers movie. So this is like my appetizer to seeing how that animation was going to flow. Of course, it wasn't on the big screen. It was like on my phone that I watched it, but it's just I can always appreciate the upgrade in animation that an animated television series gets when it jumps to big screen theatrical. And boy, oh boy, like some of the movements they were doing, the fluidity of it, because they were doing some dancing, a little bit of booty shaking in here. And I mean, it was just really, it was animated so well to the point where it's like the emphasis on the movements is what makes it kind of funny, because it's like, whoa, they never moved this fluid. Okay, Tina moving the shoulder. Okay, Louise shaking that little tushy. Okay, Jean getting there with the splits and all that. I was like, oh man, that was funny. So another thing that I just realized I skipped over was that the kids aren't alone in doing this talent show thing. They actually have Teddy under the stage helping them pull it off so that the show doesn't get interrupted, so that Mr. Franz can't stop them, so that the music continues to play. So and there's some funny lines. Of course, there's funny lines from Teddy. I mean, and pretty much everything Teddy says to me is funny. Like even in the show, in the movie, in the short film, everything Teddy says is funny to me. I think that's the funniest written character on the show. So of course, the kids, they go through the song and Mr. Franz can't catch them. They end up finishing it. Mr. Franz is like, y'all gonna get detention. Y'all gonna get detention. And of course, while the song is still going, Bob sees Teddy over there. And when Bob sees Teddy in the crowd, again, this is a moment I thought was hilarious, because he's like, is that Teddy? Hey, Teddy, what are you doing here? And Teddy's like, can we talk about this after the show? Seems kind of rude to talk during it. It was just so much of a funny moment. Again, the comedy is very effective within these 5 minutes that they have a song going, have these characters that some of us know, or some of us may be getting introduced to for the first time. Had this played in the theaters and everything. It's effectively a funny short and a very catchy song. And of course, the kids do end up getting attention. And when the question is asked, was it worth it? Jimmy Jr. walks by the detention room and kind of like makes this lingering eye contact with Tina, and Tina's like, yeah, worth it. So again, a really funny short. I thought it was great. I know oftentimes I don't get on here and talk about short films, so I mean, this might have seemed a little janky the way I talked about it, but still, I thought this was great. Like I said, I have it retweeted on my personal Twitter page. I'm not sure if I retweeted it from the BrickWall Twitter page, but I'll make sure I check and do that. It's still up and still available and still legal to watch. I literally just watched it before I did this review, just to kind of get a little bit of a refresher. But it is available there. I'll retweet it if you guys follow me on Twitter at BrickWall_live. Make sure y'all check that short out. I don't know when it's going to be available. They stopped playing it on TV last I heard. I don't know if it's going to be like a special feature on the Bob's Burgers movie Blu-ray or DVD or digital release. I don't know if it'll be released on digital or on streaming at any point, because it could be on Disney Plus or Hulu, since 20th Century Studios is owned by Disney, and Disney owns Hulu and Disney Plus. So who knows when it'll pop up or where it'll pop up. But again, if you guys catch this, My Butt Has a Fever by Bob's Burgers, if you guys happen to catch it, I highly recommend you watch it. It is a great time and is a really good appetizer to the Bob's Burgers movie, which we will be here to talk about later. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Oh, y'all getting 2 in 1 day. I told y'all the other day I'm making up for lost time. I wasn't here Friday and I wasn't here yesterday. Had party stuff to attend to for my kid. We saw Jurassic World. I have my thoughts on that, but I'm going to reserve that for some time. for reasons. But I'm going to reserve my thoughts on that for some time. So be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, other reviews will be coming. Come back here later on today for our review of Bob's Burgers, the movie. And until next time, thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this review, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us do wonders. And thank you all for tuning in, taking time out of your busy Sunday evening to listen to me talk about a 5-minute short film for going on 11 and a half minutes. So I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good one. See you later. Peace.